Okay, we are going to have a play with Elementor, which is our builder, which is going to house our design, let us move it around, let us write in it, and move all the little bits and pieces around. It's so fun. Okay, so you're logged into the back end of your website, and highly recommend you follow along with this one or have a play while I, show you a few things. So there's a few ways that you can edit your pages with Elementor. You can go into pages and edit them. The most fun way to do it is to go to the front end of your website. To be honestly, you're still logged into the back end. To be fair, but you're looking at what the front end looks like. We're going to just go to the top here, edit with Elementor. So if you're on the home page, you'll be editing the home page when you click that. If you're on a different page and you click that, you'll be editing the about page. The other option is you might edit the header or the footer. If you click these ones, if you go to shop, you will be editing the shop in here. It won't actually let you click it here, and I'll show you why this is in just a minute. So we'll go back to home and just click edit with Elementor. Perfect. So as you can see, this is Elementor. This is a navigation menu, which shows you this is the hero section. These are the benefits. It actually scrolls down for you. The products row 2, customer reviews. So why Elementor is so great is because you can move this and it allows you to drag each section wherever you want. Okay, very easily. Look at it. It's very user friendly. You can also go back to that navigation menu. So this is a structure. So navigation, structure. So we're clicking the benefits, we're clicking that. If we just drag that down, it's now below the products section. We drag that back up. It's now back up there. So very easy to move sections. And why this is important is because you don't need to keep your website the same structure. We're going to add a few sections and all of that. But you can, so what we're going to do first though, when we start writing is we're going to write in everything and then we're going to move around, add some stuff if we want to. But this is quite a good base, this template. So as you can see, there's these columns as well. So if you click this corner, this is a column and it's housing an image. So if you go to style, this image is sitting in the entire column, okay? If you click this column, as you can see, the background, there is no image. You can click this here and then add an image or add a color. Okay, so this is going to help you edit the column. You can click the color and clear it. You can also add an image here, as there is one on the other side, right? Or you can just delete it. So this is the flexibility of columns. I might move this. Headers, this is a heading, and you can drag this. You can also drag this button up. It's very easy to move things around, as you can see. And if it does get a bit sticky, like this, oh, there we go. You can always go to your navigation menu, and you can see we're clicked into this column. This is the heading, the text, and the button. So if we were to create a section, this is how you hold a section with the middle button. So you add a section, and this is how you remove a section. Okay, if you remove a section, you can still click Control Z, undo button like on everything else. The undo button on Canva, it's the undo button on everything. It brings it back. If you want to add a section, you just click the add button. You have the option to add an empty section like this, or you can also add a template. So you might have a section that you would have saved, and then it would be in here. You can also add other blocks from the website, but then it gets a bit messy, so we're not going to do that. So you can add a naked one here. We're going to call it a naked one. If we want to add, maybe 3 benefits like this. This one is an intersection. This is a column, and then this is an intersection. Okay, so each column can house anything that you want. Each section can house anything that you want. I'll just show you a couple examples. So this section is made of 2 parts. This section is made of 3 parts, 3 columns. You can click this Add Element button, and you can add in a header. You can go back to the Add button, add in another header. You can click and then add in a button. Okay, and why I'm saying header and header instead of click here and then click Add Text, because you might be following the heading, subheading, paragraph format. So anything in the hero section, this top section of your website, is going to have one heading that is an H1, and then it can have a secondary line. It can also have a secondary heading, formatting wise, website formatting wise, and that will be an H2. Okay. And why this is important is because when robots are crawling your website to, map out your SEO, your search engine optimization, they're going to check for an H1, then an H2, and then every section after that will only start with an H2. It will not start with an H1. And that is how it can understand that it's following a pattern. So this section will start with an H2, and then this one will follow up with an H3, and then you can just have a paragraph. And that doesn't need any labels. So you can click this here and also just increase the size of this. You can play with the section. If you click on section, you can adjust the actual whole piece across the screen. So this is boxed at the moment, or you can go full width, and then it will reach the edges of your page. Boxed is really quite good to get that nice spacious image on your page. You can also, you're still clicked into the section, as you can see, edit section. You can adjust the height if you want to go to the minimum height. It gives you a bit more breathing space, and you can also adjust it like this. So you don't have to mess too much with the formatting. You can also add an image into this column. You can add element. So you can choose to either add an image that is in the back of the column, as I showed you before. I'll show you that first, style. And then choose an image, select that image. And as you can see, it doesn't sit quite well because the column is still smushed. So what we need to do is add a spacer into the column. And then into the spacer, we can, play with that formatting. We can click into the column again, and then you'll see the image here. We can change where the image is sitting. So now you can see the center of the image. You could have it repeat. It's not actually going to show you it. You can play with all of these settings. Okay, or we can delete these and remove the back image. I'm just going to show you the other option for images. You can click add, and then you can actually just drag an image in. So why you would do one versus the other would be if you kind of want your column, your image to reach the top of the section and the sides of the section, like we have here in the header. This also has a spacer in the middle, as you can see, but this has been stretched out as well. So instead of it sitting in the middle, we can click stretch. We can do the same with these as well. If you want to, into column. So we click into the section, and I'm just going to remove this image, delete the image. And then the column position can be stretched again. So then we can click into this one, and it can align at the center in the middle and then your text will sit in the column middle, just like we have here. So this column is ready for an image that reaches the top. So if we go back and we use this image though, and just set it to full, then we have some other options where we can, make it a bit smaller. We can make it a bit opaque. We can add a border. Like we can change the radius. We can add a colored border. So this is why you might use an image versus messing with the column. So that's a few of the main settings that you'll probably be using. So that is sections, columns, headings, paragraphs, images, and buttons. You will be setting a button that is an overall theme for your website. I will tell you now, you might have to just copy paste the button. So you can right click and copy anything. So just so you have the exact same formatting, it moves the same way. I'll just show you how to what you can do with the buttons. You can go to style anything, and I could change the outside of this button to be dark blue. I can change this shape to be round. I'll just take away all of the roundness. I can increase the border size. I can change what happens when I hover over it. So we can add a hover animation, which makes it shrink, or we can make it push, which is really funny. So there are a few animations that you can change your buttons to do. So once you've set that all up, you might just want to copy it and put it into the next one. It's a lot easier. So now you have the perfect button and all of that. So you can right click, copy everything. So you could copy this entire section, copy, and then just go into add, and into this section you can paste it. Another really cool thing you can do is paste formatting. So if I go into heading and I style it, and I change the typography, and I change the color, and that's probably all you really want to do, I can go into this column and paste style. It's not going to do it. Sometimes it doesn't do it with everything. I'm going to copy the heading then, and I can paste the style of the heading. So then you don't have to muck around too much with adjusting the font and color and all of that. And then what's really important to know is that these are, if you set this specific little round bit up, it's called like the default. If you choose one of our default fonts that we've set up, then whenever you change that global font, it will change everywhere that you have made this globe active. Okay. The same goes with the color. If I've made this this color, it's going to be that color on anything that has this globe set up on it. So even if that's the text, if I go to style, if it's like the paragraph text, and I change the color to this one, and I change the typography to this one, that's going to be anywhere that global style is set up. So once I copy this and I paste it here, it's going to change everywhere if I change that font in our main settings. And we have done that in our previous video where we were setting up fonts and colors. Oh, that might be in the next video, actually. So don't worry about that now. You just need to see where we are going with this. And you just need to see kind of the overall, like how we do things. I will walk you through the little bits and pieces of doing things as well. So go into style, anything. You can go into the title and change it to whatever you want. You can control Z to undo it. Oh my gosh. And this is an intersection as well. So when you click anything, it tells you what it is, intersection. So if you click add, and an intersection is one that you can sit inside of a different column. So we could right click and duplicate these inner columns as well, so that we have more and more of them. We can click the settings on this and make it full width, or we can even just change it to full width even without doing that. We can change the height of it to whatever we want. We can align how we want it to align once we put some text in it. Is that sitting at the top? So if I go back to the section and I vertical align everything to the middle, that text sits in the middle. And that is everything that you'll probably be playing with. As we go through it, you'll see more and more of it. So I will let you play with that. And just whatever you do in here, if you really do want to adjust now, you're welcome to, but I wouldn't take the time to do that right now, as we'll go through it in our design and polish modules. But have a play, and then you don't need to click publish if you don't want to save it. You just go to this, and this one is it? Yeah, this E, and then you just click exit to WordPress and discard it, and that won't save it. If you do want to save it, just click publish. No one can see your website right now. Nobody's trying to come visit it. You can click publish. It will save all the settings that you've just changed. But if you're not quite sure what you're doing yet, I would just leave it. Just have a play. Do whatever you want in here, and then just exit with this E, and then exit. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I will walk you through a few other settings as we go, and I will see you in the next video.